Hey everyone, welcome to the Indian Super League preview, Matchweek 3, Part 2. In the previous part, we saw Northeast United versus East Bengal FC. Next is Chennaiyin versus FC Goa. I am adding a scoreboard to our previews and reviews so that you can keep track of the good, the bad, and the ugly in between all the analytics mumbo jumbo. Teams will be scored based on these categories right here, and the scores will be of good, bad, and average. In both the actual and the expected table, Chennaiyin are at position 3, whereas Goa are expected to be at position 5, but they are at position 6. So in terms of points, both of them get a green circle, that is a good score. If you compare the short maps of Chennaiyin and FC Goa so far this season, Chennaiyin have created very good threat in very dangerous areas, whereas Goa are taking shots which are all over the place. If you compare them with other teams, both of them have a very low threat creation, whereas the goals scored by Goa are actually slightly above average and Chennaiyin are slightly below average, which is okay. But the main difference that comes is in the quality of threat that is created by Chennaiyin FC. It's much higher than their opponents tonight. Point to note here that FC Goa has taken a lot more shots in order to create a very similar per match threat as compared to Chennaiyin FC. With that, Chennaiyin FC get a good score, whereas FC Goa get an average score. Both Chennaiyin FC and FC Goa have very high attempts of passes. On top of that, they also have a higher accuracy as compared to other teams and also a higher number of key passes. Interesting point to note for FC Goa will be that they have to be wary of Chennaiyin FC getting the ball in from the wings. So in terms of score, both of them get a very good score in passing and creativity. Both teams are very high on possession and on interceptions also, and they are very, very disciplined as compared to other teams. And if you see, a huge difference in the defense is Goa does not clear the ball that much, but Chennaiyin FC does it a lot, and both the teams will be looking to grab those second balls that come after these clearances. So score for both in defensiveness is good. As we saw, both teams have very, very good defenses. That's why you see the number of shots faced by these teams are very low. The conceding is also very low. 1 goal conceded per match so far. The only difference is the number of saves done per shot. Let's have a look at it. So on a per shot basis, FC Goa has low number of saves, whereas Chennaiyin FC has a very high number of saves. So Chennaiyin FC are good in this department, but if FC Goa turn up facing more shots, it could mean that they could leak more goals in. That leads to a very average score for FC Goa in goalkeeping, whereas Chennaiyin get a very good score. Even though our scores are very much in favor of Chennaiyin FC, but FC Goa are not far behind at all. One reason is they have just played one match so far, so they still have a lot of their game to show. So the model chooses that 41.6% is a win probability for FC Goa, whereas there's a 35% chance that this match will end in a draw, either a 0-0 draw or a scoring draw, and 23.4% is a probability that Chennaiyin FC will win this match at their home. So 2 done. Next one is Mumbai City FC versus Jamshedpur FC. The scorecard is up. This points table is a topsy-turvy situation with these two teams. Jamshedpur FC is supposed to be or expected to be in 4th position, but currently languishing in 9th position. Given that they have just played one match, it's okay, things can change drastically even now. Mumbai City FC is supposed to be or expected to be 7th, but currently sitting in the 2nd position of the points table. So points table, Mumbai City FC get a good score. Jamshedpur still get an average score. If you look at the short map of Mumbai City FC, it's absolutely beautiful. The goals, the area that they have taken the goals from is absolutely threatening, right dead at the center, whereas Jamshedpur FC have a lot of work to do here. In terms of threat, threat quality and the scoring, Jamshedpur FC fare low on each and every point, whereas Mumbai City fare high on each and every point. So there's a contrast right here between both the teams. If you see, with the same number of shots, Mumbai City FC have created much more threat than Jamshedpur FC. So the score for shooting and scoring for both the teams, for Mumbai City FC, it's good. For Jamshedpur, still average. I'll give them the benefit of doubt because they have played only one match so far. Jamshedpur FC absolutely at the bottom of everything related to passing, be it attempts, be it accuracy, be it key passes. Mumbai City very high in key passes and number of passes, but the only place where they lack is the accuracy, which is unlike Mumbai City FC. There's one thing going good for Jamshedpur FC. They put in a lot of crosses in their first match. So let's see if they do that again and threaten Mumbai from that areas. So for passing and creativity, Mumbai City FC get an average score, whereas Jamshedpur FC get a bad score. This is an area where Jamshedpur FC shine. High interceptions with low possession overall, and although the discipline issues are a little higher, but still it's just one match. Let's see what happens in the upcoming matches. Whereas for Mumbai City FC, high possession but very low interceptions, which is, very common. That's not necessarily a bad thing. And bang on in the middle on the average lines for fouling and in terms of discipline also. The one thing that both the teams don't do is clear the ball haphazardly. They tackle, they intercept, and Mumbai City does a lot of blocking. So in terms of scores, in terms of defensiveness, Mumbai City FC get an average score, whereas Jamshedpur FC absolutely get a good score. Although we saw a variance in the defensiveness of both teams have faced similar number of shots per match, but the stark difference comes in the conceding and the saves made. Jamshedpur FC has conceded a lot more than Mumbai City FC, whereas they have saved very less as compared to Mumbai City FC. If you see, Jamshedpur FC lies here in the high conceding and low saves region, whereas Mumbai City FC is in the low conceding but high saves region. So that needs to change for Jamshedpur in the upcoming matches, whereas Mumbai City can capitalize on this right now. For the score in goalkeeping, Mumbai City FC get a green, that is a good score, whereas Jamshedpur FC get a bad score. That is the final scoreboard of Mumbai City FC versus Jamshedpur FC. And with the predictions, it's very, very even actually. If you see, Jamshedpur FC's defensiveness and Mumbai City's attackedness makes this match very, very close. So 34.8% in favor of Jamshedpur, 35.2% in favor of Mumbai City, whereas 30% chance of this match ending up in a draw. Next up is Hyderabad versus Bengaluru FC. Scoreboard is up. Let's go. Hyderabad FC absolutely expected to be on the top and actually also on the top. Bengaluru FC expected to finish 6th but currently sitting in 4th position very well. In terms of the points table, both of them get a very good score. In terms of shot maps, you see Hyderabad FC has created very good goal scoring threat in dangerous areas, whereas Bengaluru FC has also created a decent level of threat, but a lot of shots also from outside the box for both the teams. Hyderabad FC absolutely dominating in terms of threat, in terms of threat quality, in terms of goal scoring, and Bengaluru FC low scoring, low threat, and somewhere on the average line of the quality of threat that they create. Not to say that it's bad, but if you want to beat Hyderabad FC, you need to increase that quality of threat against them. Even here, absolutely Hyderabad FC dominating all of the numbers here in terms of scoring, threat, shots, everything. So Bengaluru FC need to get slightly better at each and every aspect of shooting and scoring. In terms of the scoreboard, Hyderabad FC get a very good score, whereas Bengaluru FC somewhere dangling around the average line for this. Hyderabad FC once again absolutely dominating in terms of passing, also higher attempts, higher key passes, higher accuracy. Bengaluru FC low attempts on the passes, but that's alright. The biggest plus point is their accuracy. They are very high on their accuracy charts. The only thing they need to improve against this Hyderabad side is the key passing. More key passes, more shots, more chances to convert into the goal. This graph also shows similar numbers. In terms of points, Hyderabad FC absolutely get a good score, whereas Bengaluru FC get an average score mainly because of the key passes. This is where the Bengaluru FC magic is weaved. Low possession but high level of interceptions, low fouling and very disciplined. This will be the key to dismantling Hyderabad FC. Whereas on the other end, Hyderabad FC have very high possession, low number of interceptions, that is fine. But they do a lot of fouls and they are on the average line of the discipline charts. One thing is both the teams clear the ball a lot, so the second ball will be up for grabs everywhere on the field. In terms of points, in terms of defensiveness, Hyderabad FC get an average score because of a lot of fouling, and Bengaluru FC get a very good score. This is, once again, this is their key to win against Hyderabad FC. Ideally, both teams have very solid goalkeepers. Hyderabad FC, maybe due to account of the Mumbai City FC match, have conceded higher number of shots or faced higher number of shots as compared to Bengaluru FC. So if Bengaluru FC can keep bombarding that goal of Hyderabad FC, maybe they have a chance to score a couple of goals against them. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. They are very much on the same level in terms of goalkeeping. So in terms of goalkeeping, slightly Hyderabad FC has an average score, whereas Bengaluru FC has a very good score. So Bengaluru FC, banking on their defense, have a 22% chance of a win in this particular match, whereas Hyderabad FC have a 46.7% chance of coming out with all 3 points in their first home match in this season. Whereas there's a 31.3% that this match will end up in a stalemate. Next up, Odisha FC versus Kerala Blasters FC. Both of the teams coming in from losses. Odisha FC expected to be in 9th position, currently sitting in 8th. Kerala Blasters expected to be in the 2nd position, sitting in 7th because of that result in the previous match. I would call that an anomaly, and Kerala Blasters will soon bounce back if they keep performing the same that they did in the previous match. So Odisha FC get a good score, whereas Kerala Blasters get an average score. Just that if they keep this up, they will surely be up there on the table very soon. Odisha FC takes most of the shots from non-threatening position, that is much away from the goal, whereas Kerala Blasters go in for a lot of shots, but they still have a lot of shots from outside the box. If you see, the quality of threat created by both the teams is very low, but in terms of the quantity of threat created and the scoring, Kerala Blasters are on the higher side, whereas Odisha FC are still on the lower side. If you see here, Odisha FC need to do better in terms of taking more shots, creating those threatening shots rather than taking more shots, and they will give a tough fight to Kerala Blasters if that happens. For the scoreboard, Odisha FC get a very bad score, whereas Kerala Blasters get an average score. Both of the teams have done very good so far in terms of passing attempts and passing accuracy. The key difference between the teams here is the key passes. Low key passes for Odisha FC and high key passes for Kerala Blasters FC. If Odisha wants to beat Kerala Blasters or at least manage a draw from this, they need to increase their key passing so that they can get much more shots or shots from threatening positions. So in terms of score, Odisha FC get a bad score in terms of passing and creativity, and Kerala Blasters FC get an absolutely good score. Both these teams like to keep the ball with them and also like to do their interceptions as well. Apart from that, both the teams are very disciplined and very low fouling. So it's not going to be a cagey affair It's going to be a nice attacking, free-flowing match between these two. And if you see these two teams, they don't clear the ball that much. That means we won't have a lot of second balls, but a lot of keeping possession and playing out from the back and building it up. For the scores in defensiveness, Odisha FC get a very good score, whereas Kerala Blasters get an average score. Both teams have faced relatively low number of shots, whereas they have conceded a lot more goals with respect to that. Both of these teams are in the high conceding zone, so that is the one thing that they would want to improve in this particular match. And in terms of the scoreboard, both of them get a bad score as of now, where things can improve drastically given a couple of matches also. In terms of predictions, the odds are more in favor of Kerala Blasters FC with 38.1% chances of winning this match. Odisha has a high 28.1% chance of winning this match, and there's a 33.8% chance that this match will end up in a draw. After 2 match weeks, here is the simulated predictions of every team's chances of finishing in a particular position. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think your team should do in order to improve their chances of being in the top position of the league? Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more analytical content from Stat Peakers.